Since 2022, around 38,000 tech jobs in India have been laid off. In just the first 3 months of 2024, 22,000 more jobs have been lost. In February alone, 16,000 people lost their jobs. And this isn't just happening in India. Globally, in 2024, 154,000 jobs have been lost in the tech sector alone. 542 companies have laid off some of their staff, some in the thousands. And it's not just small companies, mostly big players from Flipkart, TCS, Wipro, Paytm, Dunzo, to Amazon, Google, Meta, IBM. The trigger for this video was last week, when Amazon announced they would lay off 14,000 employees for annual savings of $3.4 billion. IBM in the US is letting 9,000 people go. Should you be worried about this trend? If you're directly or indirectly related to the tech industry, should you be concerned about your job? How should you deal with it? We'll cover all this in this video. But first, let's understand the 6 reasons why this is happening. The first reason is AI-driven automation. It's no longer science fiction. Companies realize that junior to mid-level roles in coding, design, and QA can be significantly augmented by AI. These tools act as powerful co-pilots, so you no longer need as many people. The same work that needed 15 engineers can now be done by a smaller, more senior team of 5, supercharged by AI. The second reason, the Great Resignation hangover. In 2021 and 2022, a post-COVID rebound triggered a frantic war for talent, and companies hired aggressively to fuel growth. In the rush, many overhired, creating bloated teams and redundant roles. Now that the market has cooled and demand has settled, they're finding themselves with a significant excess in their workforce, forcing a painful correction. The third reason, return to office policies. After employees got used to the hybrid model, finding better balance and efficiency, many companies are now mandating a full return. For some, this is a strategic way to prompt voluntary resignations, reducing headcount without the cost of formal layoffs. Amazon and IBM are notable examples. Fourth, the funding environment has changed. Venture capitalists are now laser-focused on AI's potential for exponential returns. Unless your business is centered on AI, getting new funding is incredibly difficult. This leaves many startups running out of funds, while large companies redirect capital toward their own AI initiatives. Fifth, and this is crucial, many companies laying people off are highly profitable with record stock prices. This isn't about survival, it's a strategic pivot to dominate the future. The reason is that the AI arms race requires capital investment on an unprecedented scale. They are trimming human capital to aggressively fund this technological shift. For example, OpenAI's CEO has mentioned needing trillions for future AI, and SoftBank is raising a massive AI fund. Sixth is muted consumer demand. Post-COVID inflation means incomes aren't rising as fast as expenses, squeezing household budgets. With less discretionary income, people are cutting back on non-essential spending. This directly hits the revenue of consumer tech companies, forcing them to adjust growth forecasts and, consequently, their staffing levels. The most affected city is clearly Bengaluru, the hub of tech in India, our Silicon Valley. Layoffs there have become the norm. Even rental rates and PG occupancies are dipping, and offices are empty. The worst thing about these layoffs is that when we say 1.5 lakh jobs lost globally in 2024, these aren't just numbers. Every individual and their family has gone through something. We don't know how many of the 154,000 people were going through a critical period where the salary was a lifeline. Some people get laid off with nothing but a notice, and that's the reality. It becomes very real for those going through it. I've gone through this myself, not as someone laid off, but as someone who had to lay people off. In my last companies, we went through a tough period, not due to external conditions, but due to my own mistakes as CFO. I had to lay off 120 people to save the company. Thankfully, they all found jobs and we were able to provide severance. But layoffs are always more about self-respect than losing a job. First, it's extremely important to ask yourself, what matters most to me right now? Maybe it's immediate financial stability, gaining clarity on your career path, dedicated time for upskilling, or even a complete career pivot. Whatever it is, You have to stay laser focused on that one main thing, especially if it's about money. If you're laid off with no savings, investments, or assets and have responsibilities at home, survival mode kicks in. You have no choice but to quickly find another job. This is the time for relentless, focused action. Leverage your network by letting people know you're looking, but frame it as seeking advice, not just a job. Ask your former company for outplacement assistance. See if former colleagues know of opportunities. Send personalized cold DMs and emails. Do whatever it takes to hustle and create an opportunity. Once you've secured that stability, even if it's not your dream job, you can breathe. Now, honestly ask yourself, what's next? You couldn't have planned for this or predicted it, but now you've been given a forced break, a speed bump that jolted you off autopilot. And after this, don't just hit the accelerator right away. Maybe take it slow to figure out where you are, whether you're on the right path, the right direction, and what you truly want in life. I can tell you from my experience, after 44 years, 16 years of startups, and 20 years in corporate life, nearly 80 to 90% of people who go through layoffs find that after a few years, it actually helps them. They reflect, get a much-needed reality check, and realize they were just blindly running on a corporate treadmill, so focused on the next promotion, appraisal, and rating that they were ignoring their health, their families, and their own personal passions. This video isn't just for those who've been laid off or know someone who has. It's for everyone, because proactive career management is a universal necessity. So let's try a thought experiment. Imagine just for a moment that you are laid off tomorrow. I hope you're not, but imagine you are. What's your immediate next step? How would you change your life? What would you do differently? Because if, after the shock of a layoff, you simply land back in a similar job as before, that might not be the best outcome. It's a missed opportunity for genuine reflection. But what if this unexpected event forces you to rethink your life, to question what you're doing, the industry, the roles you've had? What if you ask yourself the hard questions? Was this truly right for me? Am I passionate about this work? Or is there something better out there? I always say, the best time to find a new role, job, company, or industry is when you don't need it. When you're secure, you operate from a position of strength. The tragedy is, we usually search only when we're desperate, when our confidence is low and we feel forced to take whatever comes our way. Don't let that happen. Don't box yourself in. If you can today without fear, start evaluating opportunities. Look beyond the salary. Consider the company culture, potential for growth, quality of leadership, and its alignment with your values. Isn't making a conscious, informed choice the best way to handle your career? If your answer is yes, then start today. Take control of your professional narrative. Don't wait for an external event to force your hand. Thank you for watching the video. Please